Hello, 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 and welcome to the Good Vibes Lifestyle happening every week, usually on Thursdays at 4 o'clock. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. Today, this week is a very impactful time, and I'm going to share this all kinds of information with you today. So, listen up. The first thing I want to mention is happy full moon. Excuse me, happy new moon, which actually happens tomorrow night on the 19th at 8:43 p.m. Eastern Time. So not only do we have a new moon, it's right upon us, but this is the last lunation of the year, and it also coincides with Three Eye Atlas's closest approach to the Earth, which is the interstellar object that's coming through our solar system, and we'll be talking about that momentarily. And also, we have 2 days later, we've got the winter solstice, which is the shortest day, longest night, and it marks the return of the sun. In addition to this, the new moon is in a direct alignment with the galactic center, which is the center of our um, Milky Way galaxy. So there's a lot happening, and let's get into the astrology. Okay, so as I mentioned, happy new moon. It happens tomorrow, 8:43 p.m. So Sagittarius has to do with higher learning, philosophy, the truth, adventure. It's ruled by the planet Jupiter, which is known as the great benefactor. And the main thing with the new moon in Sagittarius, new moons are always a time where we want to plant new seeds, new beginnings. This is where we want a vision. So here are some things to think about when we're preparing our new moon intentions. A lot of people like to create new moon intentions. So in the beginning of each new cycle, so for each 30-day cycle, from the new moon to the full moon and then back down to the new moon, to have some intentions, some goals, some focuses of energy. And depending on what sign the new moon is in, will determine the quality or the essence of what you should focus on or what's best to focus on to be in alignment with the energy. So the energy of Sagittarius, not only is the new moon in the sign of Sagittarius, but the sun is also in the sign of Sagittarius. So it makes it a double impact. So this is a new moon about vision, about meaning, and about direction. And because this new moon is right before our next new year, 2026, it's a great time to not only think about the next month, but really start planning and intending and visioning for for 2026. And so the great questions to ask while you're forming your intentions are: where am I going? What do I believe now? What truth am I ready to live by? So, again, Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. So, everything is about expansion, growing, expansion of the mind, expansion of the spirit, and expansion of possibility. So, here are a couple of other little points I want to make. And let's see here. So, one of the key qualities of the Sagittarius energy is radical honesty and truth revelation. So, Sagittarius does not tolerate half truths or lies. Sagittarius is all about truth. It's about what's been hidden, it's about what to be avoided. Let's see, what to be avoided. Basically, what's been hidden, avoided, or sugar coated wants to be named. And this applies personally and collectively. So think about what's supposed to be revealed tomorrow are the Epstein files. So that is interesting that it's coinciding with this particular new moon in the sign of Sagittarius, which is all about truth and things hidden being revealed. So that's really interesting. The other quality of the Sagittarian energy is big picture thinking. So less a focus on the how, but more focus on the why. So this is ideal for setting intentions for the next year. Like I said, not just the next 30 days, but the next year. And so this is an excellent time to do some visioning for 2026. In 2026, as you may or may not know, is the year of the fire horse. Each year there's in the Chinese astrology, and usually that happens during the new moon that I believe is in February. It's when the Chinese New Year starts. But generally, people kind of consider the whole year, whatever astrological sign. So the 2026 is known as the year of the fire horse. So fire horse years are associated with bold movement, revolution and truth telling, courage, independence, and rapid change. So next year, 2026, now's the time to kind of prepare, because once we hit 2026, things are going to take off. Be just, if you thought things were intense this year, it's going to even go faster, and have that fire energy. And if you think of horses, how they run, and the move, and it's about movement. So it's going to be a very interesting year. Now back to the Sagittarian energy. It's all about teaching, broadcasting, and sharing wisdom. So it's strong energy for speaking up, for launching new platforms, and for sharing lived experiences as opposed to, polished perfection. Let me see. One thing I want to let you know about, I am talking about launching new platforms. Tomorrow at the new moon, which will be in the evening, I'm going to launch these episodes on Spotify. So I'm launching on a new platform, and I'm syncing it up with the new moon. It's always good to line up with these different energies, because it brings, it's just better. You're going with the flow as opposed to trying to swim upstream. So that's what I've got for you regarding the qualities of this new moon. But as I said earlier, what's really cool is that this new moon in Sagittarius is aligning with the galactic center, known as our central sun. So that's the point in, it's actually in Sagittarius, the constellation of Sagittarius, and it's the center of our Milky Way, known as, it's actually not even a sun, it's a black hole called Sagittarius A. But metaphysically, it's seen as the central sun, or the center of the universe for us, where we get our energy. So that's really interesting and auspicious, because this makes it, the new moon, also very auspicious and more powerful, because we're in that alignment of the galactic center. So the galactic center is the rotational center of our Milky Way, like I said, located in the Sagittarius constellation, which is about 26,000 light years away. And when the new moon aligns with the galactic center, it's a cosmic beam of energy pointing directly to the heart of the galaxy. So spiritually, it's like receiving guidance or higher frequency light that's coming from source. So that's very, like I said, auspicious, and makes this day even more powerful. Now, 2 days later, we've got the sun moving from Sagittarius into the sign of Capricorn on December 21st, which is also the winter solstice. So what I love about this is that this timing is what we're getting the vision first, right, with the new moon. And Sagittarius helps us clarify the truth and direction, our truth and direction, with this new moon. Then 2 days later, the sun moving into Capricorn at the winter solstice, that's when we're beginning to ground the vision, right, our vision really from our third eye, into form, into the physical. So let's see here. Whoops. Let me put that down there. So winter solstice on December 21st. And winter solstice is the longest night, shortest day, and that marks that from that point forward, the light will be be returning. Or the days will, I think, get 2 minutes longer each day up until the summer solstice. So, astrologically speaking, this marks a shift from the expansive ending energy of the Sagittarius into the disciplined, structured, and focused energy, grounded, focused energy of Capricorn season. So, it's a time for building roots, goals, and long term vision. So, that is really um, why I'm recommending, and I'll be doing it myself on the new moon, some deep, intense, meditations really in the next few days. And the other thing that's going on, which I kind of mentioned, is 3i Atlas will be the closest to the Earth on the 19th, which is also the new moon. So, and when we say close, we're talking about 170 million miles. So, but what's really cool is that you can watch this live. You go to this tinyurl.com/capital GVTV, then live 3i Atlas, and that'll take you to a live telescope that will be showing the 3i Atlas. So, spiritually, I see 3i Atlas as something not to fear or idolize. It's more of a cosmic mirror. I kind of see it as an activation. It's activating higher consciousness. But it really depends on where you're coming from, what perspective, what glasses are you wearing? Are you wearing glasses of fear or glasses of hope, and love? Higher vibrations or lower vibrations. So it's a reflection. So people who are really into fear, conspiracies and negative thinking are gonna maybe see it as something negative. But if you have a higher consciousness and living in the good vibe zone, you're going to see it from a different perspective, and it's going to mirror that back to you. So this interstellar visitor, meaning it's from outside our closed system of the solar system, it's coming from outside and coming in and passing through us. It's not stopping, but it's passing through us. Let's see here. So it reminds us that our story isn't isolated, that consciousness, intelligence, and creation are vast. So these moments tend to coincide with collective awakenings, not because something is coming to save us, but we are invited to expand our awareness. So that's really great. And, again, check out that tiny URL and start watching it live tonight at 11 o'clock Eastern time. They will start broadcasting that. Let's move now into UFO and UAP disclosure. So there's, the big news has been that the Age of Disclosure is out. That movie, it is coming from more of a governmental, military perspective. But it's really great information for people who are new to UFO and UAP disclosure to kind of understand what's happening from at least military perspective. Now they're talking about national security threat and this kind of thing. So you have to be careful that you don't get into fear about it. But just, be aware of that. And so I do want to talk about Disclosure Dialogues, which is a series that I've been doing monthly since I think September. And we were scheduled to have it yesterday, or last night, but my guest was sick with the flu, so we're going to reschedule that. And my guest is someone very special. Her name is Sarah Nelson. She's the executive director of the New Paradigm Institute. And let me put that link, that website right there. She has a wonderful history of activism and this kind of thing. And I'm very honored and privileged to be able to interview her. So, yeah, I apologize for all the background noise. I won't even comment. I'm not going to give it any energy. But know that it takes a lot of strength for me to, focus on what I'm doing here. Anyway, okay, let's move on to Citizens for Disclosure, which is the grassroots activist arm of the New Paradigm Institute. And I am one of the co-leaders of the Florida Citizens for Disclosure. So myself and Dr. Melanie Barton head up that team, and she actually was one who had the CE5 retreat in Tallahassee the first weekend of December. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that. I think next week, because I want to get some clips to share with you, some light language, and also some channeling by Kevin Briggs, but I have to get permission to do that. So I just want to let you know about that. Okay. So now it's time for the Oracle of the Month, and we have been working with the Inner Temple Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. Now, I also forgot to let you know that as I'm doing this live, you can actually comment, ask questions, anything like that would be wonderful. Because this is an interactive forum, and I really love the feedback. Even if you watch the replay, please comment because I can see what you're sharing. And let me get the cards out here. I'm not doing my second camera because we are on the road. Oh, I'm just realizing now I don't have my background. Let me see if I can fix that real quick. Yes, I like this background. And let's put that there. Again, sorry for the background noise, but I am traveling right now and we are in the RV. And, sometimes people are not so respectful. I'll just leave it at that. Just, yeah. You know me, you know what I'm talking about. All right, so let's tune into Spirit now. Spirit to give us a message for this time, especially right before the new moon here. What do we need to know right now for our highest and best good? And whether you're watching it live or on the replay, it applies, or find what applies. What resonates, keep. What doesn't, let it go. Okay, so the card I've picked is... Oh, now you can't see it. There we go. And I'm mirrored too. So let me fix that. Whoops, not that. Let me change my... There we go. So there we are. Chamber of Soul Gifts. So let me find the message for that. Chamber of... And again, we're using this Inner Temple Oracle. Chamber of Soul Gifts. Okay. So I'm going to put this up so you can see it while I read the description. If I can make it work there. Let's see. Your soul came into this world with gifts, waiting patiently to be found. You'll know you found a gift through how lit up you are when you do it. Excuse me, let me read that again. You'll know you found a gift through how lit up you are when you do. Time expands and heaven and earth seems to meet. There's a gentle pull, an expansive feeling, a deep, resounding yes. Sometimes our gifts are clear early on, and those around us celebrate their presence in the world. Other times we may discover them eventually, but lack the confidence to trust in them. This card beckons you to be passionately daring. It urges you to cherish the things that make you come alive and that you're most passionate about, to trust things you're silently drawn to, and not just to do what you think you should if this goes against what's true for you. When we embrace our gifts, we light up the world without even trying. When we follow our gifts, we become more alive and more present to life. Just like the flower, just like the tree, whenever we follow our gifts, we express our unique true nature and bless the world with our presence. What gift is patiently waiting for you to embrace it? What are you drawn to doing? Maybe it's something you're already aware of and celebrated for, or perhaps it's something that's emerging for you. This card is encouraging you on. It's giving you a supportive push to follow your secret passions and favorite pastimes and to be uniquely you. So that is the Chamber of Soul Gifts. Um, yeah, and that makes me think of Bashar in his formula. He talks about following your passion. What is it that lights you up? That is what you're meant to do. And that's how you know. If it lights you up, that's how you know. So, very interesting there. Card and something to ponder as we prepare for the new year. Really make me maybe a commitment to following your passion, finding or doing what lights you up, and trusting that as you do, there's a book that I love called, Do What You Love, the Money Will Follow. And I've kind of always tried to follow that, you know, just follow that. So, okay, so let's talk a little bit about spiritual activism. I don't have a whole lot of activist type stuff to tell you about, except to remind you and us, myself, as I'm sharing this with you. I'm also reminding myself to do these same things. But Pam Gregory talks about meditating on Sundays or even daily at 2 p.m. Eastern Time for just 15 minutes and love and light to the planet. And the more people that do this, the more collectively, because when two or more together, it increases. That's the concept of mastermind. So as we do it together, we increase. It's more impactful, and this is how we make a difference as groups. And we're in the age of Aquarius, and it's all about humanitarianism and groups, working in groups and community as opposed to individually. Okay, so let's now talk with longevity with light. I created or we had the last episode for the year, and it was focusing on the patches called Alavita and Eon. These are LifeWave patches that I love using. Here's one. I'm actually, can you see it? There it is. My patch. Of course, I can't. There we go. So this is carnosine, which is for the brain and the heart, the organs, and many other things. And the way the patch works is that our body's light and heat activate the white part of the patch, and that sends a frequency to our body to do a certain it's called biophotomodulation. To just like the sun activates the production of vitamin D in the body, these different patches activate different processes for different things. Their main one is the X39, which is to stimulate our stem cells. And let's see, like I said, carnosine is for some. So they have other patches, but the main ones are the X39, which I actually have on the back of my neck right now. But I wanted to share that this last episode, we talked about Alavita and Eon with Dr. Jennifer Smith. And if you missed the episode, you can watch it here, tinyurl.com/capital LWL for longevity with light. Alavita, Alavida dash, and the Eon, AEON. So if you want to watch the replays, because there's like 10 other episodes, you can go to this tiny URL /longevity playlist with the L capitalized. All right. And now we're coming to the end of our broadcast. And I always love to talk about a tip of the week to raise your vibration. Now, the last time we met was a couple of weeks ago, because I did miss last week because we were traveling. And it is to practice. That was to practice a full moon ritual, because that was the time of the full moon. And that was from Master Shri Karshana, which was really great. This week, the tip to raise your vibration is another meditation, but this is the actual group meditation on the winter solstice. So you're tapping into the winter solstice energy. And I found that on September 21st, which is the winter solstice or Yule, happy Yule to those who celebrate, my earth religion friends, we've got this World Meditation Day happening at 10 o'clock Eastern Time. And I'm going to share with you its Guru Dev. Let me move this. How do I get that there? Add to stage. So let me like make this a little bit bigger. So the world meditates with Guru Dev, and he is a spiritual teacher that's been around for quite a while. I've heard of him through Darshan, who is she was the spiritual jewelry designer that I did an interview with on Good Vibes TV. So check out Good Vibes TV if you would like. Now, here's a little bit about Guru Dev Sri Sri Rava Shankar. He's a spiritual leader, a humanitarian, and ambassador of peace. So, since 1981, Guru Dev has been teaching breath based meditation techniques for health and well being. His approach blends lightness, humor, and inspiration, and ancient wisdom. Through his work, millions of people around the world have found calm, peace, and resilience. And over the years, his vision of a stress free, violence free society has ignited a global movement that has reached 180 countries. His ongoing humanitarian and conflict mediation initiatives have helped strengthen communities in places as diverse as Colombia, India, the Ivory Coast, and North America. So, let me get back to this page. So, he's doing this free meditation on the 21st, and you can just go to this. Here, let me put the right here. Artofliving.org is the website. So, you can check it out there. You can sign up and join. I will be doing that myself because, again, when we do things as a group, it's just more powerful. And for, really creating peace on earth and all the good things, bringing good vibes to all of us and making a difference, because I think we're here to make a difference for the positive, not just be part of, the negative creation, but really improve things. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did enjoy it, any parts of it, please share it. Subscribe to my channel on YouTube, share it with friends who need some positive energy. I hope to see you next week. And until we meet again, I want to remind you to keep raising your vibration so you can thrive. Peace out, everyone.